What up, everybody? This is DGK. We're going to be playing Centuria Summoner's War here. Today, what I want to talk about with you guys is I want to talk with you about artifacts here, runes. Sorry, what each one of them is, what it's going to do for you, what you want to put on each monster. Let's like me. Initially, I had a lot of the wrong gear on my monsters. So basically, again, as I've showed in other videos, you're going to do your mission office here quick. Let's see what I collected. See, and as we get these, we're going to be able to collect some free ones here without actually having to craft them. And then we can run through real quick and set these all up again so you guys can see that one more time in case you were still confused like I was when I first started and I just said, oh, let's just do this. Because as you can see, some of these I am only using 2 of the required monsters, some of them. So if we just follow along with what is on the screen, we will have it, and we can get some decent runes, even if they're not that great. Just to have a set of runes on your monsters will mean a huge difference, and I can show you guys why that is. So the easiest way we're going to go through this is we can actually check off 2 there. I don't know how well it's going to do us because we're still going to need that cane. Put her in. This might be tough. Might be tough to get around 100%. 93. I'm going to take that. We're going to roll the dice on that one because I still have another purple one up here yet to do as well. Red. We need a fire monster with that. I don't have one, definitely, so we'll just use the top one we have here to get the most amount of points out of it. Checked off 2 boxes anyways. Oh, this is going to be tough, but I know I have some really high ones, these 2 here. That should get us... Oh. So what I'm going to do is actually take him out and see if this would help. 1% difference. 1% difference. Less percent difference. What if I took... Who do I have in there for this? I have her. It's going to be a tough one for me to do. Let's start over. Let's start with this one. Okay. Now this is going to be the highest we had. We actually have this. I didn't see that before. So let's just take our highest fire and see what happens. 97, there we go. See, if you play around with it a little bit, you can get these to a higher percentage, even though it's not quite what's on the screen there. So we'll go to our greens next. Those white ones usually only take me 1. Should be able to check out both of these. I know I have... Oh, I don't. Okay. We'll use him. 96, good enough for me. So you see, for that one, we only needed to use 2, and that was a green. See if we can get another one in green that we only have to use 2. Would be nice. Perfect. Yeah, I'll get this one for sure. There, just those 2. Now we can move on to the white one. Haven't been able to get these in 1 yet, but there we go. Ooh, 2 speed ups at once. I don't have another one. So in that case, I'm just going to take my highest water monster, and bam, and I'm only using 2. Okay, so we got that set up. We're going to go up here and we're going to craft a few runes, and I'm going to talk about why you will need them, who you will use them on. Come on for some legendaries. Oh, all non-legendaries. Perfect. Okay, so basically the sets are going to do this, and this is why you're going to need the runes on your monsters here, because as they're sitting right now, they're just sitting there with the basic attack that they just have right now, or defense, or whatever it may be. You could equip crappy runes, white ones, and it will still give you that percentage up here in the set effect. So if we look at energy, that's going to increase hit power by 15. Fatal will increase attack by 15. Swift, mana cost down 1. So the mana cost, as you are finding out playing this game, is how many little bars it takes you to fill on your turn meter before you can use that creature. If you put a set is 3. You put a set on there, it will come down 1. Guard is going to increase your defense by 15%. Blade crit weight up 20%. Immunity 90-second cooldown time. So basically you're going to have immunity for 90 seconds, which is a minute and a half, and I'm starting to see a lot of this. Great rune there. You're just on immunity on your monster for 90 seconds. That's huge. Destroy is going to destroy enemies' max HP, 30% of the damage dealt, so basically they will never be able to heal that back. Violent card return rate plus 30%. Basically, it's going to give you a better chance of getting that card that you use most often back in your hand. Vampire is going to drain the life of the other and put it onto yours, basically drain their HP, give you 20% of that HP. Endure is going to bring up your resist by 30%, Focus is going to bring up your accuracy by 30%, and Rage is going to bring up your crit damage by 25%. But if you are not as far along in the game as I am, you will only be able to draw from these first two. Energy, Fatal, Swift, because they only go in threes where you can draw off of. Guard, Blade, and Will. And you will probably do down here in crafting normal rune rates. I believe it's once you get to level 5-ish, you will go to, no, maybe it's level 3. You will be able to craft mid-level runes, so you'll start being able to get the purple ones then, just instead of the white and the greens, you'll be able to get the purples. And then once you get to 5, you will be able to craft the highest level runes here, which you can craft anything from rare. You will not get any whites, but you craft from green to the legendary, the gold ones. And you will also unlock these 3, Rage, Focus, Endure. At level 11, you will be able to unlock these last 4 here. This Violent, Destroy, Vampire, and Endure, I believe. No, wait, 3 of them. Violent, Life, Vampire, Violent, and Destroy. You'll be able to craft at level 11. So let's talk about what kind of heroes you are going to, or monsters you're going to want to use these runes on. Basically, if you don't know, or you are having a hard time figuring out what they should use, if we click on a monster down here, it is going to tell you what kind of monster it is next to its name. So this is an Anubis. It is a support monster. I disagree with that. This was a bad opinion. This is an attack monster all the way. Let's not use him. Let's go with her here. She is an actual support. She does no attack damage. I don't even think she doesn't even attack. So she grants invincible. So we are going to want to give her one of 2 sets of runes here. We're either going to want to give her a hit power one, and when you bring up the rune that you're on right here, it's going to tell you what it says. The energy rune, which is the set, is going to give you plus 15 in hit power, or you can go with a defensive rune. The set will give you 15%. And like I said, even if this is a white one, just the most basic, let's see, I will still get the 15%. So just throw something on any of them. It will automatically make them stronger. Even if it's crappy, you can switch it out later. You can just destroy it, get rid of it, food it. But have runes on your cards that you plan to use, or your monsters that you plan to use. Now, let's check this one out. This here, he is a defensive champion. So you are going to want to equip him. I don't have anything on there, but if I was, I'm going to throw on an all defensive set to increase his defense by 15%. Attack champions, you will use the attack up. Hit power champions such as Rakan. Where is he? You will put all HP up on him. Now when you're going to get into more advanced runes, we have Beretta here. He is an attacker, but his power comes out from this continuous damage. Okay, and that works off their max HP. So essentially, in the long run, if you want to throw a set on here, I just have this on here for now. You could throw on a set that brings up his accuracy a lot. Or since I keep him back further and not up so high, I could throw on a resist so he doesn't get as many debuffs put on him. We can start using some of those other types of runes. The resist, the immunity would be great on him. You can't put anything on him. No debuffs for 90 seconds. You'll start looking at those when you get into support champs. When you get into HP champs. Attackers are going to be your attackers. Leave those as theirs. This is a weird one to build. He is a support. I have built him with defense. He does attack, and he attacks very well. But I want him to live as long as possible when I'm using him. So I threw on that defense rune. His special ability is beyond amazing. I will do a spotlight on him soon. When you get into these healers, we're going to want to put all HP runes on them. When you start using them, you will find an HP rune. You'll throw that on there. Look, we can take up our HP right now, 5 to up 115. I don't see how that math works out. Plus 535, so that's up 115. Okay, anyways. But as we are picking out through our runes, if we had this one here, this is a crit rate. This is for attackers. You want your attackers to have that crit rate. It will hit harder, and it will give them more critical damage when it does land on a crit rate. Essentially, you want to get as much crit rate as you can on somebody. This will boost that by 20%. Here is your Swift. We could bring down his cost by 1. We could give him the immunity. Whatever it may be, whatever you may want. But read what your card does. I get it. Like I even said, that was such a bad one. This Anubis here is a support. This is an attack champion. He deals damage, and a lot of it, to recover his own HP. Not sure how that supports anyone but himself, but they're classified as support. So if you don't know, try him out. Try him out. But I can definitely tell you this. This is support, but he's doing a type of attack. You're not going to want him to be defensive unless it says defense down here, or HP. So for what we're using them for right now, even if, as I said, they are not awesome runes, throw them on there. If I ever used her, I would throw some on there. I used him a lot, and I keep forgetting. I actually switched out his runes. I could take the most crappy of the crappy just because it's a defense rune. Just throw it on him. It can only help. He's a defensive hero. Let's find one more defensive one. Throw that on him. One more. And it doesn't even matter what the stats are. Honestly, just to have them on there. So sometime I might throw them in there, I forgot. But even if you don't think you have good ones, having a set is better than nothing. So, let's go out there, let's kick ass, enjoy some Lost Centuria. Thanks for watching me. Subscribe, please.